Welcome everybody to another edition of Hurry Up. I'm your host, Adam. Let's get into this. Since we last spoke, the Giants have now got three more offensive players. They've got Jeff Smith. He's going to be a booty-ass receiver, but he's going to basically be a gunner, right? Maybe a punt returner, maybe a long ball guy. He's got some speed. Nothing crazy. He wasn't a first-round pick or anything like that. He was developing with the Jets. They also got traded for Darren Waller. Darren Waller is a legit tight end. Remember, a sixth-round pick, was drafted by Baltimore, didn't do much until he got to the Raiders. The Raiders, he exploded for two back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons, been injury-prone the last 2 years, so we'll see if he can get over that hump and stay on the field. If he stays on the field, Giants have one of the best tight ends in the league, the Giants can utilize him as their main target in the offense. I know people may say, well, you got Daniel Bellinger. Well, Darren Waller allows you to have a little bit more juice at that position, a little bit more, hey, we got to respect that guy, right? And actually will help out guys all across the field, like a Bellinger, right? Because then Bellinger can go out with nobody on him because no one's going to think, hey, Bellinger's catching the ball. He's blocked for 10 plays. Waller's the guy. So Waller does a lot. He opens up the middle. He allows a lot of safeties to crash down. You can get guys over the top and behind him. The last guy that they got right now is Paris Campbell. And I know people are like, oh, the move is bargain basement hitting. Well, you know what? $3 million is a bargain. For a guy that runs a 4.3, had his best season this year, second-round pick out of Ohio State for the Colts, hasn't panned out there. Maybe coming to a different change of scenery might get him there, might get him over the top. But let's be honest, right? People want to say that this guy is not good. He's better than what we got, which is a bunch of nobodies right now. You know, has more upside than Richie James, possibly more upside than could have more upside than Darius Slayton. Almost had the same numbers as Darius Slayton last season. So if Darius Slayton walks and goes to Atlanta, let's see. By the way, I also was one of the guys who mentioned that Paris Campbell could be on the Giants' radar. Some people want McCall Hardman. This is a cheaper version of that. He does exactly the same stuff. Gadget plays. I know a lot of Giant fans want more receivers. I'm a guy, I love Jonathan Mingo out of Ole Miss. If that were the guy the Giants would pick in the second round, I think it would be a great pick. I think he'd be an A.J. Brown type, Akeem Nicks type of guy, big physical receiver that can break tackles and has speed and can get separation and help you out, especially if you're going to use Darren Waller a lot more. But Paris Campbell gives you a guy who can do a lot of different things in your offense, which the Giants like to do. Here's the point. Not only are the Giants maybe losing guys, Richie James is not signed. Wan'Dale Robinson is going to be injured. He won't fully be healthy until November, like a year removed from the injury. I mean, he'll probably be healthy in training camp, but let's be honest, he may not be mentally ready. Look what happened with Saquon Barkley. Look what happens to a lot of guys with knee injuries. And then you also have Darius Slayton and Sterling Shepard. Sterling Shepard. This guy gets paid more money than Sterling Shepard. That shows you how much they believe in him over Sterling Shepard, right? And a lot of people want to bring Sterling Shepard back. So just let it play out. If he doesn't do well, no harm, no foul. He's gone. If he does well, maybe the Giants have something here. Who knows? I'm not going to tell you that he's a Hall of Famer. I'm just going to say that he was a guy on my radar, on my list of guys that if I wanted the Giants to sign, this is the guy I would look at. I circled him back in late November, early December, when I was looking at the Colts and the free agent receivers coming out, and he was the name that popped up, and I thought about him, like, well, maybe this is the guy. And I've talked to many people, and they were like, yeah, he's not a bad player. You know, he does certain things, so here we are. So that's all I want. A little respect on the name for having him on my list. Not only that, telling you exactly what it's going to do. Darren Waller might be the marquee pick. It might be the guy the Giants get, right? Everyone's like, oh, let's get the stud receiver. Maybe the stud tight end is what we get, and we fill in the blanks with the rest of the receivers. Because we have no idea if a receiver comes out in this draft, if the Giants don't trade for one, like an Ayuk or any of those guys, which they still could. There's not a lot of guys on the roster. We don't know if that rookie is going to be great. So they might say, listen, we got a great tight end. We got a couple guys that can fill in. Think about it. Waller is going to get double teamed. Now you have guys open on the outside. Well, Paris Campbell can win the one-on-one battles. He can take the top off of defense. He can juke a guy and go 60 real quick. You know what I mean? Think of an upgraded Richie James. I know people hated Richie James, but he had a decent season. And now you get a guy who you valued more than Richie James because you paid him more, and you think might be a better fit and can do a lot of different things. So let's wait and see. You know, his teammates here. The linebacker Okereke. So I wouldn't be surprised if, you know, Joe Shane asked him about him and said, "Hey, listen, how is Okereke in the locker? I mean, how is Paris Campbell in the locker room? Because clearly we see his tape, we think he's good, but how is he as an overall person in the locker room?" Maybe Okereke goes, "Yo, man, that's my dog, that's my guy. I loved him on offense, gave me fits covering him," and maybe that was all they needed to sign it. Hey, listen, nepotism, it's a business, man. People at my job have asked me, "Hey, you got any friends that want to work in and what you do?" And I say, "Sure." And I go ask that person, they come in because they already trusted me, they already signed me, or they already liked what I've done. So why not ask about it? So I'm not saying Okereke, he's the end-all, be-all for them signing Paris Campbell, but it does help to have somebody in the locker room that close that sometimes you can't see the stuff that you need to see, right? Because you're not in that locker room. You know, when the shit hit the fan, they can ask him, "Hey, when the shit hit the fan, was he still a guy that was, you know, positive energy all day?" "Yeah, he was." "Or was he a guy with his head down?" "Oh, he was, you know, to be honest with you, coach, you know, he was a little bummed." You know what I mean? And that could change a whole dynamic. So that could have played a factor. But hey, if you like what you heard, please subscribe, hit the like button, get the bell. For any time I go live, I do premium takes with the Four Horsemen of YouTube, me, Mac the Giant Fan, NY Jeffy T, good guy, good content creator. All three guys I'm about to list are great content creators, and Zion Zenith. We do it on Sundays, probably Sunday evenings around 7:30, 8 o'clock is probably going to be the time. We talk everything sports, not just NFL. We talk UFC, WWE, NHL, NASCAR, heck, sometimes golf, depending on whatever mood we're in. And we hit you with some pop culture, some movies, trivia, things like that. It's a lot of fun. Come check us out. This is, again, another edition of The Hurry Up. I'm your host, Adam. Let's go.